Hey everybody, we're back. In less than 1 week, Ghostbusters Afterlife is coming to theaters. So, cheers. I'm going to keep this video short and sweet. I want to start by just saying thank you to all of the people who have viewed the previous Afterlife video that I posted. Small amount of viral success for me. That was pretty amazing. At this point, over 4,000 people viewed that video, and prior to that, any other video that I put up was getting less than 100 views. Most of them 30 or 40 views. Like I said before, I made this as a little pet project for myself. It was for my own fun and my family's fun. Didn't expect anything out of it. Not trying to get anything out of it. But super cool to see such a positive reaction, so many views, so many likes, so many great comments. So I'd like to just real quick shout out to the new subscribers that came on to my channel. The Benny Zone, thank you. Jason Grady, PH Stinger 61, thank you. Omega Art Games, thank you for subscribing. Barrett Wells, thank you. Punisher, thank you for subscribing. And most of you were commenting as well. Thank you so much. Dude, thank you for subscribing. And Dr. Dragon, thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate it. And I appreciate the comments that people are leaving about this. All the comments are really positive. No, nobody brought up any nasty stuff that you see on social media. Nobody was talking crap to each other or about the film or about the other films. And I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Some really cool thoughts that came up in these comments here, like from Adam Satowski. Adam pointed out that it looked like a reasonably well-maintained storefront in the trailer, where it showed the Shandor emblem above the storefront. We thinking the town still has a following. That was cool. I totally missed that, but sure enough, right above the storefront there on Main Street is the Shandor Mining Company emblem. That's a super cool thing. Thanks for pointing that out. A lot of people commenting, take my money, I'm good. Lady Owing says, I'm fine with no more trailers, ready to watch it. Me too. Some other compliments that were really great. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And Heather S. commenting and asking, do you think Janine is grandma? That's a great question. Heather says, I feel like you ducked out on saying either way. And the truth is, that thought occurred to me afterwards, but it didn't occur to me at the moment. I just thought it was a cool life. It looked like a cool lifelong friendship that they had developed, and that Janine was the one who was really there for him when it looks like he was kind of losing his mind and becoming obsessed, and Janine was just there for him, and the last one connected when he passed away. So thanks again to everybody. Really appreciate it. Very cool. Have to throw another video out there real quick. I'm not going to dive as deep, and I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I had to stop looking at material weeks ago, maybe a month or more before Halloween. I had to stop watching things and reading articles because I feel like so much of this has been given to us. We've seen so much now after such a long time where we got nothing that I started to feel like I'm getting too much information, and I want to walk into the cinema and I want to sit down in that theater and I want there to be surprises. I know that there will be, of course, but I just wanted to limit what I was seeing. So I stopped watching things. I stopped reading articles. I stopped checking out the places that I go to where Ghostbusters fans are talking about this stuff, just to kind of protect myself a little bit from it all. But I did watch the international trailer that dropped. That was very cool. And that's kind of when I thought, I got to stop. But we sure looks like we're seeing Egon, and we're going to see what was happening when Egon was still alive. Like, the whole opening of this movie, I think, is going to be very different than what I predicted. And I wish I didn't know that. That's one of the things. I wish I didn't see that trailer. And that's what kind of turned me off. on looking at any new information because I thought to myself, that would have been an amazing surprise sitting in the theater. Um, and now I'm kind of expecting that. I've got ideas brewing in my head about what it's going to open up on. And that's okay. That's fine. It looks amazing. I'm totally stoked about that. And I kept myself in my bubble away from Ghostbusters news and everything else up until we got the final trailer this past week, and we put that on. My kids and I sat and watched that, and we loved it. It's so good, and fortunately, it was short. It didn't seem to have any big reveals. Just really cool footage and stuff that we've already kind of been seeing screenshots and behind the scenes photos and other things about. So cool, and they used the original Ghostbusters theme song by Ray Parker Jr. That was great. First time we've heard that, the original Ray Parker Jr. Theme song in any of the trailers or any of the publicity for the film. So that was really exciting. There was something else that stood out. I watched it twice with my kids and then I turned it off. I'm not watching this again, so I didn't super analyze it. Oh, of course. We had this pan shot and we heard Bill Murray deliver a line from the new movie. I think he said something along the lines of, "Hey, did you miss us?" Something along those lines. And we didn't see their heads, but we saw down below the three of them standing there, which sure looks like that's Ray, Peter, and Winston suited up, ready to go with the proton packs and the wands in their hands, showing up to help out the kids and the family and everybody out there in Somerville. So that was super cool. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It looks fantastic. The early reviews that came back from those who have seen it have just had nothing but excellent things to say about it. All my predictions as far as the success of this film stand. I think this is going to be an amazing movie. I just think it's what Ghostbusters fans are looking for. I think families and audiences are going to absolutely love it, and I'm so excited to be there next week and see this. And I've been for 2 years. Let's be real, a year and a half since the pandemic. Sorry. Since the pandemic broke out and going to theaters kind of became something that wasn't as safe to do, and we're seeing spikes and falls. But without getting too much into COVID-19 stuff or conversation here, I've been hoping that there would be an opportunity for me to rent a private theater when this film comes out so that we can see it on the big screen and then I can get a group of people together. And amazingly, it's super affordable to actually do this. And I am so excited. I do have a private theater with Cinemark Theaters reserved for next Saturday, the 20th. It comes out on Friday the 19th with, of course, there's the sneak peeks on Thursday night. But to have a private theater Saturday afternoon, that's great. I can wait 24, 30 hours, to go see this and do it right and be in a safe bubble with my friends and family. And quite frankly, it really doesn't cost that much. It's not really any different than paying for individual tickets, if you can get 30 people to go. And in any case, I couldn't be more happy about that. My kids are stoked. My family's stoked. My friends are so excited to come see this. We had a pre-party Halloween on October 31st. We threw a party here for our group, our family and friends, and we set up projectors in the yard and movie screens and a PA system, and we played Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 in their entirety. And we had this area off to the side of the yard where trick-or-treaters could come up and they could see what was going on. They could see the decorations. They could see the movies and everything else, and got to trick or treat and pick out some candy. But it was kind of cordoned off from where the rest of the party was, so there was a little bit of separation. I think that was good. All outdoors too. Everybody's vaccinated in my group, so it was really a terrific Halloween. Especially after last year in 2020 on Halloween, there weren't too many trick-or-treaters out. We built a candy slide and decorated it with Ghostbusters stuff outside, and it went out through the fence at the edge of the property, and the kids that did come loved that. They'd hold out their bags and buckets, and we'd throw candy down the slide, and they'd catch it. So it was great to have the bonfire going and the special effects and the projectors and all that fun stuff on Halloween again. Of course, I was dressed up as none other than a Ghostbuster and had the proton pack on display there, lights and sound running on that. That's a pretty cool piece of memorabilia there. Maybe sometime I'll make a video about that and tell you all a little bit more about the story behind where that came from and what it is and can do now. But speaking of proton packs, we also learned recently that Hasbro that is debuting HasLab, the crowdfunding area of Hasbro toys and collectibles, and their starting product is the Spangler Proton Pack from Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is the companion to the I always do this backwards here. This is the Neutrino Wand from Afterlife, the Spangler's Neutrino Wand, and this can connect to it and is the companion to it, and so that's really cool. Looks like an awesome deal. They've reached already the minimum that they needed of backers to fund putting this thing in production, and they're steadily kicking through to the different tiers of stuff they'll add to it if they get more and more backers. So that's really exciting. That's really cool. I'm definitely going to grab one of those. Like I said, I'm going to try and keep this really short. I didn't want to go too far in it. I don't want to tear apart the new videos that have come out and the new trailers. They're just excellent. They're fantastic. Everything that comes out for this film looks better and better. That coupled with the previews, the reviews of the previews of the finished film that people have seen, it's just across the board positive reviews. It doesn't just sit there and pander to the mega fans the whole movie. It really has a new original story to it, and it's very exciting and entertaining and funny and great. And that's what else is there to be said? Once again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Really appreciate the conversations and comments and everything else that came along with the last Afterlife video that I put up on YouTube. I would like to make some more, so if anybody's out there and is hoping maybe I put together some more videos, hit the subscribe button. I've got a couple other ideas. Maybe you can let me know in the comments what you think. One is to actually break down what it really was about the 2016 reboot of Ghostbusters that was the problem, and it wasn't the problem that so many people want to talk about. Again, it was a good movie. It was a funny movie, but it didn't do very well. And there's some actual reasons why it didn't do very well, not the reasons that people like to complain about. Another video that I think I'd like to make at some point is going into the world of Star Trek and talking about why Star Trek Generations, which was the 7th feature film, that film is considered to be one of the worst by a lot of people. A lot of people call that one of, if not the worst movie in the franchise, and I just don't think that's the case at all. So I've got a few points to make about why I think that video is actually up there as one of the best. I'll say it again: Wrath of Khan, The Undiscovered Country, Generations. But I know people disagree about that. So, and if you like movie reviews and talking about this kind of stuff, check out some of the other videos on my channel. I did a lengthy video on why Superman Returns is actually the best Superman movie that we've ever gotten, and why we're probably not going to get another one like it. After, well, if you watch any of the DC movies, you know why there's not going to be another movie like Superman Returns. So, if you're interested in that, check it out. I appreciate it. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're as excited as I am to see Ghostbusters Afterlife next week. The time has come. Here we are. Have a great weekend, a wonderful week, and be good to one another.